Welcome into live coverage of Day 2 of the Apollo Project's New Zealand Swimming Championships, live from the Sir Owen G. Glenn Aquatic Centre in Auckland. We have the women's finals now for Day 2, just 4 events on the program, short and sharp, starting with the women's 400 metres freestyle. And it was Erica Fairweather who did the fastest time in the heats this morning, breaking the New Zealand 18-year-old age group record. And she comes in at 4 minutes 9, 7 seconds off her PB of 4:02 she did at the Olympic Games last year. So looking for some improvements. Believe there's probably a little bit more in the tank there from Erica. The 100 backstroke will follow, and there are 6 of the 8 finalists going around about 1:04 this morning. Hazel Auerhand and Helena Gasson will be in the middle lanes, and them going 1:03 and 1:02 respectively. It's going to be a tight battle there amongst those 2 women. The 100 breaststroke will follow, with all 4 of the top swimmers there hitting 1:11, with Gina McCarthy, the individual medley specialist, sitting in lane 4 for this final, which is a great swim from her. Let's see what she can do this evening. And finishing off with the 100 breaststroke para multi-class, with both Nikita Howarth and Shannon Murphy not far off their New Zealand records, with Nikita Howarth getting that World Para qualification mark this morning. So 4 races ahead of us. We hope you enjoy the action here at the Apollo Project's New Zealand Swimming Championships.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
We now ask you to put your hands together and welcome to pool deck the technical officials for tonight's women's final. The referee for tonight's women's final from Waikato is Gavin Ion. The starter for tonight's women's finals from Wellington, Greg Forsyth. Thank you, officials. You can now be seated.
I became an IOT because I just wanted to help out the swimming community, give back, because they've always been amazing when I'm swimming.
So the reason why I became a technical official is because it's much more fun than sitting in the stand. You're right in the middle of it, you get to see all the racing, you get to talk to people and be involved in the event. It's just a great place to be.
I enjoy being a technical official because firstly, it's an easy way for me to be able to give back to the sport that's given me so much. I've been able to go overseas with my own swimming, so it's a good way for me to be able to give back, and it's fun. I get to make new friends amongst the other technical officials, and I feel like it's also helping my own swimming because I understand the rules of the sport on a deeper level.
Why? Because you get to meet so many cool people. You get to be close to the racing, and the technical officials are a happy family. They're good. They teach you, or you learn something new every day, and I have. Over the last 20 years, I suppose, I've had some great support from other officials, and it's just fun. It's so fun, and seeing the swimming close up, that's really exciting. So please come, we want you.
Well, welcome back to the Apollo Project's Aotearoa Swimming Championships 2022 Day 2 finals for the women, starting with event 10, the women's 400 metre freestyle. We'll now introduce the swimmers in the final. In lane 8 from Viking Swim Club, Brooke Bennett. In lane 1 from Evolution Aquatics, Talita McEwen. Lane 7 from Neptune, Ruby Heath. Lane 2 from Evolution, Kira Allett. Lane 6 from North Shore, Summer Osborne. Lane 3 from Coast Swimming Club, Eve Thomas. Lane 5 from Neptune Swim Club, Caitlin Deans. And lane 4 from Neptune, Erica Fairweather. Starting with a banger, the 400-metre freestyle for women. New Zealand record holder and Olympian Erica Fairweather, the 18-year-old, in lane 4. Joining me in commentary, 2016 Rio Olympian Matt Hutchins. Great to have you with us, Matt.
Thanks very much. Happy to be back, refreshed, had some dinner, and hydrated and ready to go.
Well, 400-metre freestyle, this is your event. So we talked about it with the men earlier this afternoon, but the women, they go through the 50. It is about that early speed, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you're watching, Erica really was revving up through that first 25, 30 metres before really settling into a nice rhythm here, going through that 50 and coming through the 75 metres. And definitely look for these girls in the middle lanes to try and stick with Erica as long as they can through this race.
Well, certainly Eve Thomas at the moment in the early stages, sitting on the hip of Erica Fairweather in lane 3. On the outside, that's Caitlin Deans from Neptune. Both Erica and Caitlin swimming for Neptune in Otago. They go through the 100, 30.67 down the 50, 59.21 through the 100. And wow, what a year it's been for Erica Fairweather to make that Olympic final last year at the age of 17, Matt. What an accomplishment.
Absolutely, and it almost seems like every time she swims at an international meet, she takes it to another level, going from those junior levels to the Olympics and coming out with the 15th fastest time ever for a female in the 400 freestyle. Just incredible by her on that international level.
Yeah, and I think still very young, lots of years ahead of her. Erica Fairweather going through the 150 metre mark, 1:30, just sticking around that average of 30 seconds, but 31 seconds for the last one. So she's on track for a good time here, opening up that lead on Eve Thomas too, just over a body length now.
And you think she'll be wanting to go a little bit faster than that 4:09 this morning, really pick up some momentum to see what she can do going into a pretty packed international schedule. So really looking to see her power through this back 200 here, really put the pace on the rest of the field.
That's right, she'll be setting her sights on the big meets ahead of her, the big championships around the world, on the world stage. And in terms of that night swim and that energy that the final brings, I mean, from your perspective and a lot of these women in the field, it does bring swimmers to another level, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's something you try not to think about too much. You like to think you can swim fast in the heats and at night, but there's just something different about the atmosphere, the vibe, being in that final at night time that really just brings something out in you. You always feel a little bit fresher towards the end of the race.
150 metres left to swim here in the women's 400-metre freestyle final. Erica Fairweather still holding that same margin to Eve Thomas, who we know can finish very, very fast. She won the 800 metres yesterday. Erica Fairweather, the first swim for her this morning in the championships, but looking very strong. She's hard to beat from this position.
And bringing those splits back down just under 31 seconds for the 50, so really starting to power home just as you'd expect from Erica.
31 just over, but sitting around that 31 seconds. Eve Thomas 31.65, just 0.2 of a second separating them over the last 50. And let's see if that margin changes. Erica Fairweather winning, Eve Thomas in second, Caitlin Dean sitting in third. Back to fourth is Kira Ellett in lane 2 from Evolution. Let's see what we can get here, Matt. Maybe around the low 4 minutes.
Yeah, and just looking at Eve Thomas there, looking like she's finishing really strong. Definitely on pace for a really good swim here for her as well. So hopefully she's chasing down Erica, keeping in her sights and helping her drag her through to a good swim here.
So sitting around 31, both of those swimmers speeding up over the second to last 50 and the final 50 here for Erica Fairweather. Let's see how fast we can get her through. Her best time, New Zealand record of 4:02.28. The FINA A time, she went under that this morning. She's going to win this title. Let's see where it lands on the clock. 4 minutes, it clicks over. 4:02, 4:03. Very, very good time indeed. 4:04.37. 4:08.13 under the FINA A time for Eve Thomas. Eve Thomas, another qualification mark for Worlds. And Caitlin Dean's coming through for third in 4:15.76. Great swims there by Eve and Erica. And looking back over the field, fifth place went to Ruby Heath, the 10K New Zealand champion, 4:22.69. A fantastic performance for Ruby Heath, who's obviously looking for a great time and a result in the 1500 metre freestyle in these championships to help get her on the team for the open water Worlds. And we'll catch a word with Erica Fairweather in a few moments as she makes her way from the pool. Erica Fairweather here, congratulations. Haven't shook your hand for a while since your amazing year last year. A great swim, a great title, and improved that time down from this morning. Talk us through.
Yeah, I'm just absolutely stoked, you know. I was feeling good at warm-up and I thought I could give it a push, so I did, and yeah, it worked out.
So some good competition there with Eve on your left-hand side, but that margin increased as you went on. What was sort of the goal for this event tonight? Was it just to really test where you were at this stage of your preparation?
Yeah, I was just looking at setting down a good time, and I did that in the end, which was quite nice. But how exciting is it that we had two girls go under FINA A? Like, that's just absolutely awesome.
Yeah, second one for Eve. She must be wrapped behind the curtain here, warming down. But yeah, you did a great job of helping to pull her through. She did it herself, but to have you right there to pull her through, it's awesome to have two of you there. Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Erica. What's next for you in the program?
I've got 200 free tomorrow, so looking forward to that.
Well, enjoy the rest of the night, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Erica Fairweather, winner of the 400 metre freestyle for women. Fantastic result. Two more World Championship qualifiers under that FINA A time. And now we move to event 11, the women's 100 metre backstroke final. Introducing the swimmers in the final, in lane 8 from North Shore, Zoe Crawford. In lane 1 from TBSS Central City, Tess Winneray. Lane 7 from TBSS, Liv Peebles. Lane 2 from Pirate Swim Team, Molly Player. Lane 6 from North Shore, Savannah Eve Martin. Lane 3 from Coast Swimming Club, Zylika Pratt-Smith. Lane 5 from Phoenix Aquatics, Hazel Auerhand. And lane 4 from Coast Swimming Club, Helena Gasson. Helena Gasson, lane 4, fresh off her meeting the qualifying mark last night in the 200 metres individual medley. This time the backstroke, 2 lengths to the pool. Women's 100 metre backstroke final. The 2 in the middle of the pool, no surprises there. Neck and neck at the moment. Doing well in lane 1 also is Tess Winneray of TBSS.
And it looks like Hazel in lane 5's gotten off to a great start leading into this wall, but Helena is just picking her up a little bit coming into this turn. Look for Helena to finish, go really far underwater. She loves her short course swimming, so powering through those turns as they get into this last 50.
No surprises there, Matt Hutchins. Out comes Helena Gasson. She takes about half a body length out of Hazel Hourhand on the turn. What a great effort, winding it up. That stroke rate starting to come through. Gasson from Coast. 15 metres to swim, half a body length over Hourhand. Hourhand in second. Starting to come through in lane 3 is Zalika Pratt-Smith from Coast. Gasson's going to take the title. In she comes. 1 minute 1.57. Both Hourhand and Gasson underneath the Mare Nostrum qualifying mark. And what a race. Fantastic second 50 there, Matt, wasn't it, from Helena? She turned second, but it was really that turn and underwater wet that set her up for the second lap.
Yeah, really, the moment she gets her feet off this wall, she just gets down into that nice smooth water underneath the surface and just powers through those kicks, really taking it almost all the way to the 15, and just from there just took off.
We'll catch a word with Helena shortly, just getting out of the pool. Congratulations, Helena. Another title, another fantastic performance tonight. And we were watching on. That turn was just fantastic. You hit the wall, second came back. But talk us through your performance and how you feel.
Cool, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that race is a little bit sore from last night. But I know that my skills, especially on my back, are really strong. And I trust my underwater and really focus on my kickouts and, yeah, just get to the wall.
Obviously, your main events being the medley. And how important is it to get into some of these individual events and really power home and build up some of those individual strokes?
Yeah, it's really important being a medley swimmer to swim every stroke. And luckily, I had the ability to do almost all 4 of them. But yeah, like right now I'm racing for the club and it's really important for me to put my best foot forward for Coast.
That's a great attitude. And in terms of the time you did this evening, was that sort of where you wanted to land? Was it more about the win? What was it for you tonight?
It was a little bit off what I would have wanted to go. I've taken a bit of my focus off backstroke. Like last year I was really focusing on it. But yeah, being an IM swimmer, we go through cycles of each stroke, so this year's it's not backstroke cycle, but yeah, so a little bit off, but the win was the goal.
Well, congratulations. A round of applause for Helena Gasson, ladies and gentlemen, winner of the women's 100 metres backstroke.
Thank you.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres. and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Welcome back to the Apollo Project's Aotearoa Swimming Championships 222 live from the National Aquatic Centre in Auckland. Some fantastic performances so far this evening. 2 finals to go, just 2. And next up, event 12, the women's 100-metre breaststroke final. And introducing those swimmers now. In lane 8 from United Swimming Club, Trelise Dance. In lane 1 from TBSS Central City, Lanahay Connolly. Lane 7 from Coast Swimming Club, Zalika Pratt-Smith. In lane 2 from TBSS, Lucy McKinnon. Lane 6 from Phoenix Aquatics, Rebecca Wilkins. In lane 3 from Porirua City Aquatics, Bronner Ryan. Lane 5 from Coast Swimming Club, Leah Milner. And lane 4 from Hamilton Aquatics, Gina McCarthy. Well, this is going to be a battle, ladies and gentlemen. 4 of the swimmers on 111. Gina McCarthy led the heats this morning, the medley specialist. Out they go. Bronner Ryan pretty quick off the blocks. Leah Milner also in lane 5. Gina McCarthy, we know she's got the endurance to bring it home. She'll just try and hold on down this first 50. But Matt, what about lane 7?
Yeah, Zalika Pratt-Smith coming literally minutes from finishing 100 back to another one. So it's either a great warm-up or she's going to power through this one here.
Very, very challenging conditions really to come out of one final, literally have a couple of minutes to get into it, but let's see how she goes. Lane 7 at the wall it is. Leah Milner takes them through 33.59, 0.1 of a second back to Gina McCarthy, then to lane 2 Lucy McKinnon. Pretty flat across the field. Leah Milner, 25 metres to go. She wants it, she's going for it. Away she goes, 15 metres. Gina McCarthy creeping up on her shoulder now. Can Leah Milner hold on? McCarthy, the medley specialist, coming home strongly. Leah Milner probably seeing it in the corner of her eye. They go for the wall. McCarthy gets it, 1:10.75. Wow, what a finish. Leah Milner takes the silver and Bronner Ryan takes the bronze. Great swim there for McCarthy. 4th will go to Lucy McKinnon. She did that great early work in lane 2 and secured 4th place. Wow, Matt, a medley specialist taking out the 100 breaststroke. She's obviously been working on that leg of the medley, working hard indeed.
Absolutely, it's always a strength of those medley swimmers to be able to power through that leg, so it's not uncommon to see them really working hard in these breaststroke races.
Here with Gina McCarthy, put it there, well done, congratulations. Is this the first 100 breaststroke national title you've won?
Yeah, I think it's just, I don't swim breaststroke at nationals, so it's kind of like my second ever breaststroke event at nationals, really.
1:10, this, I mean, what was your PB before coming into this championships today?
1:14, I think.
Wow, so what have you done differently? What have you done better, differently? Is it something to do with the stroke? Talk us through how have you dropped 4 seconds in this event?
Well, I mean, it helps not swimming the event. So I kind of just needed to swim an event today, so 100 breaststroke it was, so I was just in there having a bit of fun, so I guess that's it.
You look so strong. You turned. You weren't in first place at the turn, but you know, we're talking with Matt Hutchins there. We know you've got the endurance through the longer events that you do, and you really started to exert that and show that coming back in the final 25. Did you know you could see them in the corner of your eye?
Yeah.
Did you know you had it there?
I could see Leah in the corner of my eye. I could see her, and I was like, oh, I got to try and keep up with her. So that was basically it, just trying to keep up with everyone.
Well, I think this is a great signal for the rest of your championships. Well done to Gina McCarthy, ladies and gentlemen, the 100 breaststroke national champion. Moving now to event 12, the women's 100 metre breaststroke para multi-class. In lane 5 from Coast Swimming Club, Shannon Murphy. In lane 4 from Hamilton Aquatics, Nikita Howarth. In they go, Nikita Howarth in disability class SB7 and Shannon Murphy SB6, both swimming in different disabilities here, and both owning their own New Zealand records in respective disability classes. So this is always hard, Matt, to be in a race with essentially someone in a different race.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to how well you can focus on your race plan, block everything out, and get out there and do what you want to do, really, in your race.
Talking about that in your career, I mean, must have been times when you do have people right alongside you and you don't want to sort of take someone else's race plan. You know, talk us through, what did you do to kind of stick to your lane and do what you needed to do?
Honestly, there was sometimes where closing your eyes was sometimes the best thing to do when you were looking their way. Otherwise, you just get caught chasing or caught trying to stay just in front of someone, and it just ruins your whole rhythm. So you really just want to kind of be tunnel visioned, you know, a little bit selfish about what you're doing. And then when it comes down to that last sprint, that's when you want to be looking at everyone else and just trying to get your hand to the wall first. That's a good few little bits of tips from Matt Hutchins, 2016 Olympian in the 400 metres freestyle. Nikita Howarth, 25 metres to go. She did a 1:36.07 this morning. Her New Zealand record at 1:33.26. She easily has qualified for the World Paras, having been a Paralympic gold medalist in the past. And in she comes to finish her event and win the title, I'm sure. 1:34.29, a good improvement on this morning, just outside of her New Zealand record. Nikita Howarth, well done. And another qualifying mark for World Para. And Shannon Murphy here from Coast, he's got the team out there on the right giving her a cheer along. She'll be looking for under a 2:17. Her best time, a New Zealand record at 2:14.83. And I think she's gonna beat this. 2:14.83 New Zealand record. She's gonna smash it. In she comes, well done, 2:11.32, New Zealand record for Shannon Murphy in the S6 category, 100 metre breaststroke.
Here with Nikita Howarth. Well done, Nikita. Another title for you, just a little steady on your feet there.
Yeah.
Talk us through, happy with that one?
Definitely so much happier than this morning. I think I went out a little bit easier and came back way stronger.
Yeah, what I'm liking seeing with you is you're improving in the finals every single time, not by a small margin, but quite a big margin. So that must be encouraging, as you say.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not really expecting that, but I'll take it as it comes.
Yeah. In terms of dissecting that 100-metre breaststroke, when you go back to your coach, do you look at sort of that 50 split time? Do you look at your rating? What sort of things do you look at to analyse that performance?
So I look at like the time it takes me to get off the block, the time to the 25, the time to the 35, the time to the 50, and then see what I can hold together on the way back.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, only just under a second under your best ever time.
Yeah.
You know, you should be really wrapped. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Nikita Howarth, the winner of the 100-metre breaststroke women's para multi-class.
Can I go this way?
If you could now join me in thanking our technical officials who are on pool deck, and they will now make their way off pool decks. Thank you very much for your service this evening. And a huge thanks to Matt Hutchins tonight joining me in commentary. 2016 Rio Olympian. Great to have the insights, Matt, and to hear how things are going with you.
Thank you very much. Hopefully it sounded like insights and not just babble from a guy that's been out of swimming for a while.
Oh, not at all. I think we all learnt something there, and we look forward to seeing you in the pool tomorrow in the 200-metre freestyle.
Thank you very much.
So I became an IOT because I just wanted to help out the swim community, give back, because they've always been amazing when I'm swimming.
So the reason why I became a technical official is because it's much more fun than sitting in the stand. You're right in the middle of it, you get to see all the racing, you get to talk to people and be involved in the event. It's just a great place to be.
I enjoy being a technical official because firstly it's an easy way for me to be able to give back to the sport that's given me so much. I've been able to go overseas with my own swimming, so it's a good way for me to be able to give back, and it's fun. I get to make new friends amongst the other technical officials, and I feel like it's also helping my own swimming because I understand the rules of the sport on a deeper level.
Why? Because you get to meet so many cool people. You get to be close to the racing, and the technical officials are a happy family. They're good. They teach you, or you learn something new every day, and I have. Over the last 20 years, I suppose, I've had some great support from other officials, and it's just fun. It's so fun, and seeing the swimming close up, that's really exciting. So please come, we want you.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Well, welcome back to the Apollo Projects Aotearoa Swimming Championships 2022. That was short and sweet. 4 finals tonight in the women's day 2, and some great performances there across the board. We're not far away from the medal ceremonies for those 4 events, but before we do that, we will be recognising an emerging swimmer that has so much promise. But looking at those times tonight of Erica Fairweather, 4:04.37, knocking 5 seconds off her heat time, just 2 seconds outside of her time at the Olympics last year, and helping to get Eve Thomas through to a FINA A time for the world. So now Eve Thomas can happily swim the 400 and the 800 metres at the World Champs. And we'd like now to recognise the Marco's Emerging Swimmer of the Year, and it goes to Hope Shamil. Well done to Hope. And this has been presented by Leslie Huckins, the FINA Technical Advisory Committee and Swimming New Zealand Life member. So round of applause everyone in here. This is Hope Shamil, the Marco's Emerging Swimmer of the Year. Congratulations Hope, and all the very best for the future of your swimming. We'll now be moving to the medal ceremonies for the 4 events this evening. Again presented by Leslie Huckins, the FINA Technical on the FINA Technical Advisory Committee and Swimming New Zealand Life member. We start with event 10, the women's 400 metres freestyle. In the bronze medal position in 4:15.76 from Neptune Swim Club, Caitlin Deans. Silver medalist in 4:08.13 from Coast Swimming Club in a FINA A World qualification time, Eve Thomas. And winning the gold medal in 4:04.37 from Neptune, Erica Fairweather, again in a FINA A 400 metre qualifying time. And a new New Zealand 18-year-old record from this morning for Erica Fairweather. And again, broken that tonight as well. We move now to event 11, the women's 100 metre backstroke final. The bronze medalist in 1:03.53 from Coast, Zaylika Pratt-Smith. Silver medalist in 1:02.18 from Phoenix, Hazel Auerhan. And winning the gold medal in 1:01.57 from Coast, Helena Gasson. Moving to event 12, the women's 100 metre breaststroke final. The bronze medalist in 1:11.69 from Porirua City Aquatics, Bronner Ryan. Silver medalist in 1:11.03 from Coast, Leah Milner. And winning the gold medal in 1:10.75 from Hamilton Aquatics, Gina McCarthy. And Gina McCarthy, first title in the 100 metre breaststroke for her. Moving now to the medal ceremony of event 108, the 100 metre breaststroke for women para multi-class. The silver medal in a time of 2:11.32, a new New Zealand Open and age group record in the S6 category. Coast Swimming Club, Shannon Murphy. And winning the gold medal, and also, well, no, not a New Zealand record, but a world para qualifying mark, 1:34.29 from Hamilton Aquatics, Nikita Howarth. Well, congratulations to all of our medalists. Thank you to Leslie Huckins, part of the FINA Technical Advisory Committee and life member of Swimming New Zealand. Thank you for joining us here in day 2 finals for the women. Some great performances in that 400, as we've said. Erica Fairweather, Eve Thomas going under the FINA A World Champs time, and Erica a new 18-year-old New Zealand age group record. The 100 backstroke, Elena Gasson was too good for Hazel Auerhand, but both under the Mare Nostrum times. 100 breaststroke, Gina McCarthy took out her maiden breaststroke title, and in the 100 breaststroke for para multi-class, Nikita Howarth underneath that world qualifying mark, just outside her New Zealand record, and Shannon Murphy breaking the SB6 New Zealand Open record tonight. Well done to all of those swimmers. We look forward for you to join us tomorrow from 5 minutes to 10 for day 3 of the heats for the men, the 200 metre freestyle, 200 metre freestyle multi-class, 100 butterfly and the 50 butterfly multi-class. Thank you for joining us. We hope you join us again tomorrow. Good night.